Next month, on June 10th, will mark 23 years since Mike's passing. As we all know, things change quickly in the fitness world. Majority opinions shift and trends come and go. I made a post asking what you thought Mike Mentzer got right and what you thought he got wrong. I got many comments saying the big thing he got wrong was that he stepped away from competing in bodybuilding and that he let his health decline. It was a huge disappointment that he didn't continue competing after the 1980 competition. Mike's early retirement following his defeat in the 1980 Mr. Olympia was a disappointment to many fans of bodybuilding. After narrowly losing to Arnold Schwarzenegger in a controversial decision, Mentzer stepped away from competitive bodybuilding, leaving many to wonder what could have been had he continued. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Mentzer's physical condition deteriorated, and he struggled with health issues, which saddened those who admired his dedication and physique during his prime. The absence of competitive training also affected his brother, Ray, whose health and physique suffered as a result. The Mentzer brothers' withdrawal from the bodybuilding scene highlighted the challenges athletes face post-competition and the importance of well-being beyond the stage.
Yeah, so I thought there would be actually more comments about Mike's diet and his one-set training technique. There were a few. What do I think Mike got wrong? I agree that he shouldn't have stopped competing. That's the biggest thing. He could have won. He could have stayed in the game. That was his personal journey that he went through. So that would have been cool to see him in a movie. Like Arnold went into film. What if Mike had gone into film? What movies could he have been in? Would he have been an action star? I could see him as like a, just dry wit type of Dirty Harry type of characters. You never know. In another universe out there, in another dimension, we have Mike Mentzer action films. All right, here's a comment. Mike was a genius, and I think he taught people more about training than really any other top bodybuilder, because he understood the importance of recovery and wasn't interested in the business side. Unfortunately, he clashed with the wrong people and was almost blacklisted in the community. The only mistake he made, in my opinion, was stopping when he did. He wasn't wrong about the contest not being fairly judged, but once Arnold was out of the picture, they wouldn't be able to ignore his dominance. He shouldn't have walked away. Hard to think of what he got wrong regarding training and diet, I'd say. But personally, he got things wrong, like ending up a drug addict and not looking after himself. Troubled genius, basically. That's how I see Mike. But still a man I massively look up to. I learned a lot from Mike, and most of the things he did were logical. The only thing, in my opinion, he did wrong is the fact he took an early retirement after the 1980 Mr. Olympia. He could have become one of the best bodybuilders of the golden era. Yeah, I don't know much about that whole subject, so maybe down the road I'll look more into it, but I don't know. It's not that Mike got it wrong. He was and will be ahead of his time. I just wish he didn't turn out the way he did, and now we look at him as a failure. Again, yeah, that, and quitting competing. Charging at Arnold hurt his placing. Yeah, I think his stubborn insistence on one set is outdated. All right, so here's one actually about training. A lot of research does show that you got to do more sets. It always goes back to volume training. I do this because of a time constraint. I think you can obviously do great things with the volume side. You can make great progress, but there's two sides of the coin. So it's just another method. The time off gym to recover. Is that what he got right or wrong? I'm thinking you meant that's what he got right. Obviously, you need longer time all out of the gym to recover. I've seen that with myself, especially when I do legs. I did legs on Thursday, and yeah, I'm recording this on Saturday, and legs are still in pain, or I'm still recovering. He didn't marry. Maybe his life could have been more fulfilling had he married. That was 2 days ago. All right, marriage. Okay. Having a good woman in his life. I know he did have a long-term girlfriend. I think somebody mentioned that in the comments replying to this. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I haven't delved much into Mike's personal life. I'd like to do that. I know the Heavy Duty College YouTube channel, which is run by John Little, delves more into the personal aspects, but that's because John Little actually knew him, whereas I'm just a fan like all of you guys. He aged 15 years in 3 years. That's strange. I don't know. That's genetics. So I mean, if he was taking something and also not looking out for his health, yeah, that'd age you up pretty quick. Drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes. But some people do that stuff all their lives and nothing happens to them, you know? Whatever. I don't know. Splitting body parts is where he got it wrong. Full body is the best, Arthur Jones style. I want to do a video on Arthur Jones, and I want to do more research on Arthur Jones, since he was like the grandfather of HIIT. I actually started off doing a full body routine because that was the first video I found on YouTube when I searched Mike Mentzer's training. Yeah, total body, it's what works for you, right? If you're making great success and great gains with a total body or a split routine, you got to worry about it when you're not making any progress, right? Advantages of high intensity training include shorter workouts, which are time efficient and potentially less joint and tendon stress compared to higher volume. This can be beneficial for those with limited time or those who need to minimize stress on their bodies due to previous injuries or other conditions. The lower volume can result in less muscle damage, allowing for quicker recovery between sessions. However, high-intensity training also has its disadvantages. The primary drawback is that doing just one set per exercise may not be sufficient to maximize muscle growth compared to traditional hypertrophy training, which involves multiple sets. Also, taking each set to failure can increase the risk of injury, especially with compound lifts like squats and deadlifts. Current research on a balanced diet emphasizes the importance of a proper distribution of macronutrients, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. The dietary guidelines for Americans suggest that a healthy eating pattern includes a macronutrient distribution where 10 to 35% of daily calories come from protein, 45 to 65 from carbohydrates, and 20 to 35% from fats. These ratios can be adjusted based on specific dietary goals. For instance, higher protein intake is often recommended for those aiming to lose weight, while higher carbohydrate intake may be beneficial for athletes with high energy needs. But anyways, thanks for watching the video. I'm going to have a video out probably next week, next Sunday, on my 4-week aggressive cut. Again, I'm trying to get down to weight-wise 170, my waist to 34 inches, and we'll see what my body fat percentage is. And then I want to start focusing more on building strength and muscle and doing a slow lean bulk. So the next one after that video will be most likely a 6-month transformation to see where I'm at. But anyways, again, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And I'll see you next week in my 4-week cut results video. All right, see ya.